Hi everyone, I'm excited to share with you ToyCAD version 2, where we redesigned the UI and added many new features and fixes. So the first thing you'll notice when you download the new version, is that we have a new icon for the app. When you open the app for the first time, you'll get this selection to select kids theme or general theme. So right now, it only will affect the colors in the app, but in the future, we want to customize the features to be simplified more for kids. Once you select the theme, you can click continue. And the next screen is to select if you want the light theme or the dark theme. So the dark theme is easier on the eyes, especially at night. But you can change these selections from the settings. Then you can click get started. And this will take you to the new home screen of ToyCAD. So we have redesigned the home screen of ToyCAD. Now the navigation tabs or buttons are here. And the first one is the home, which contains step-by-step tutorials and get started video. And next is the library, which contains the ready-to-print toys. We added more of them in this version. And then there is my library, which contains the toys that you saved on this device, and initially it will be empty. Next, we can go back to home, but the next button is the draw. And if you click on that, it will take you to the drawing screen of ToyCAD. And in the drawing screen, we have redesigned things and added more features, which I will talk about more details. But first, if you want to go back to the home screen, there's this back button here to take us back to the home screen. The next tab is the plans. This is if you have not already subscribed. And if you did, you don't need to worry about this. And the last one is the profile, which shows more information about ToyCAD and some settings to change, like to change the mode or to change the theme and the current subscription that you have. Now I'll talk about the drawing screen. We have changed positions of some of the controls here. So undo and redo are now here in the bottom, and the add button is here in the top. The same for the select button. We can see here the colors, and there is here a picker to pick more colors. You can also change it and pick from the spectrum, or use this color picker to pick a color from the screen. The mirror button is now here in the bottom. You can turn it on and off. And the camera controls now are here. So you can click on them and change the view, top, back, left, come back to the front. And also there's this button to flip the direction to make the drawing the right side, or to expand one of the two screens. And also I added some quick hint videos about many of the features in ToyCAD. So when you click on some of the features for the first time, let's say the export menu, it will show you a small quick hint video that explains this feature. So you can go out of that and then click it again if you need to. And the add menu that was here, now it's here. So if you click on this, you will see an expanded view of all the things that you can add. 3D objects that are the basic modes of drawing. The simple shapes are 2D shapes. And then there's a draw on object, which has the cover, over, and flush modes. And then there's a small number of joints that you can add. And at last, we can import a toy, or use a photo for a guide, or you add a text. So from these new features, we can the block mode is a new feature. And in this block mode, let's use a new screen. You can draw and use blocks to make your shapes, like in Minecraft, for example, shapes. And when you click again to draw, it will add another layer, which is different from the other modes in ToyCAD. And if you notice, each one of these is a separate cube. We have also added a new text tool to add names or text to your toys, like for example, in this keychain. And the way to do that is by clicking add and then selecting the text tool and then writing the text that you want. You can also click this submenu here to change the font of the text, and then use the select tool to rotate it or make it bigger or change the color. And we added a new type of joint in ToyCAD, which is the loop joint. So if we draw something and then we use the loop joint, we can click anywhere to add this new type of joint, and it will create a wiggly type of joint. So then you can click apply, and it will be cut to make wiggly. We added also the brick tool, which is useful to connect your toys to Lego bricks or toys. For example, as you see in this shape, the Lego toy can connect to this 3D toy using these connectors. And the way to use this tool is, let's add first a cube or a rectangle, some dimensions. And then you can click add and select the brick tool. And here you can control how many connectors you want to add. So you can select 6, for example, and then click here, and it will add these connectors, as you see in this toy, that can connect to the Lego character. And also we added more mirror options and duplicate options. So if we draw something here, and then we can select it and click duplicate. Now we have the regular mirror, and we have a vertical mirror, and then we have 3, which will create 3 copies of this object, and 5, which will create 5 copies, which is useful in creating something like this spinner, which was made using this copy and a stud joint. So speaking of joints, to add a joint between two separate parts, we have to select the 2 parts, and now we have this new button to add joint. Once we click on this, we have to select the type of the joint, and then whether we want it tight or loose. So loose joint is good for creating things that could be taken apart easily or spin around each other, like in this spinner. And fixed studs are studs that we can control the size of the stud. And then we have the hinge, regular hinge, and the ball hinge. At last, we have a new format for the save that's much smaller and faster, which makes your toy easier to transfer. I hope you enjoy the new version of ToyCAD. Please let me know if you have any feedback or questions or any notes. And thank you for using ToyCAD.